Everybody, in the past episodes that we've been doing, we've been focusing on live selling, which, by the way, we will continue to do it, meaning live selling, demo of products, Philippine-made products, as well as services and investments in the U.S. market, right? Promote. But you know what? In this episode today, we're going to change it up a little bit. We've been talking about live demos and products and all that. We'll still do it at the latter part of the show, but for this episode, we're calling it buyer's perspective because we're going to go a little bit heavy on the perspective of a prospective buyer. The mindset of a buyer, somebody who can give us a perspective of the type of products that they're looking for. To help us do that, backed by popular demand, we've asked three industry professionals to join us on the show again, and they are from the one is a product distributor, one a product consulting services, meaning they specialize in artisanal foods, and they consult with a lot of different retail markets. Stores. I'm also having someone in the food broker industry who's going to give us a perspective on what's a good product to be marketed in the U.S. Because I've sent them a catalog of all the products that are currently in EmPHorium. Okay, so they're going to give us a perspective on what they like. They're going to give us a feedback on what they like, what they not like so much, but what are the potentials of the different products that are currently in the EmPHorium showroom. Now, my name is Ferdinand. I just want to make sure I introduce myself to everyone properly. For those who've never seen an episode of Live at the EmPHorium, Ferdinand Soriano, and I am the co-founder as well as the host for this episode of Live at the EmPHorium. What is the EmPHorium for those people who have never heard of it? EmPHorium is a unique, first of its kind, US-based Philippine product, Philippine-made and inspired product showroom, and also global business center. And its main purpose simply is to create awareness as well as sales opportunities of Philippine products, services, and investments in these United States of America. And for those people who, let me see. Live at the EmPHorium, before I go into that, Live at the EmPHorium is a tool that we use to create this awareness that I'm talking about. In Live at the EmPHorium, we have buyer's perspective. We have live demos. We actually talk about events that are happening that affects the trade between U.S. and the Philippines. And then also we have what we call our entrepreneur spotlight, where we spotlight people or companies that are helping EmPHorium thrive and do better and create value for a lot of Philippine manufacturers, U.S.-based entrepreneurs. So with that being said, welcome to everyone, and in the Philippines, magandang umaga ho sa inyong lahat, as well as here in the U.S., good afternoon, good evening. For those, I think it's about 5 o'clock now. So I don't know if the people in LA, but it's been really hot. So I'm so glad to be in this air-conditioned office, and thank God for that. Now, going back to what I said, I want to start. We have a lot of people in our show today. Hopefully, to make it without any technical difficulties. But for those who are watching us for the first time, just in case you want to visit EmPHorium, EmPHorium is located in Los Angeles. The actual address is 3250 Wilshire Boulevard, number 602 in Los Angeles, California. Now that I've actually told you where it is, please come and visit us, because one thing about what we're proud of with the EmPHorium is it's an experience center. You can tell us all about how amazing your products are on social media, but if people can't get their hands on it, touch it, smell it, see it, and all that fun stuff, then it's nothing. So that's why we're using the platform to be able to have US-based entrepreneurs, anybody who loves Philippine products, to experience products that are up and coming in the Philippines. So come and visit. And by the way, if I would appreciate if you could tell me, where are you guys watching us? I want to know if you're in the Philippines. I want to know what province. I want to know if you're in the U.S. Tell me what city or state you're watching from. Also, if you're a business and you want to promote your business, I want you to tell me what's your business, what does it do, and basically where you live. So go ahead and do all that. I would love to interact, and I'll go ahead and mention the people that are interacting with me, or rather going ahead and texting in that information. So do that. Now let's go ahead and get right to the show. Let me see if I have if I have the person that I want on the show to be. Well, it looks like I have had my first technical difficulty, but nevertheless, I'm prepared. That wasn't a Boy Scout. I'm prepared. So the first guest that we're going to have today is the CEO of a company located in Southern California. And what I like about this gentleman is that he is very diverse in the services that his company offers. And the name of the company is Narwhal USA, and it's a front-running distributor of innovative consumer electronics, as well as both domestic and imported gaming products. That's what it says on his website, but he's more so than clients all over the place, big retailers. So anybody who's watching me and you're a business and you want to promote products, this gentleman not only knows how to market the products, but he knows what these retailers will ask for after you've sold them the products or convinced them to try your products. Without further ado, let me go ahead and bring up the gentleman that I think will make a difference, and he's actually going to talk about a product that I think you're all going to like or familiar in the Philippines. Okay, so I think this is the one that he's going to talk about. So let me go ahead and bring in Eric Liu of Narwhal USA. Hey, Eric.
Hey, Ferdinand, how are you doing?
Well, I was a little stressed out because one of my guests, I guess, is having a little bit of a technical difficulty, and you're always coming through for me. Thank you so much for being on standby, my friend.
No problem, no problem.
You're going to go up first, and I think we talked about what I wanted you to do in the time that you have with us. And again, thank you so much. Is tell us about the company, and at the same time, are we going to talk about Happy Life? Is that what you wanted to do?
Yes. Well, first of all, good morning, people of Philippines. I know it's early, 8 a.m. over there, so good morning. Yeah. So you gave me a pretty impressive products list from your e-catalog, and I've went through the list, and there are products that are there that are very interesting, but we cannot handle it because it's liquid. There are drinks in there that I'm interested, but we're not capable of handling kind of liquid type food. But one thing that really caught my eyes was the Happy Life pet shampoo. And the reason why I asked more information about this product is, number one, during this past 3 years during the pandemic, in the U.S., a lot of people stayed at home. They needed something to keep them company. So there's a lot of pets out there, people with dogs and cats. And I myself have 2 dogs, and I know the pain of taking it to the groomers or taking them to get it showered. And there are products out in the market. However, my dog, it's kind of like my kids. So we want to give them the best type of solutions to keep them clean. We don't want to give them any products that has chemicals and all that. So this really caught my eyes, being that it's vegan ingredients, all plant-based, and there's no toxic chemicals. So I think there is the pet market is huge in America, and I think that this product would do very, very well. And given the fact that, you sent me some information on the product in more detail, and I actually went to the website, did a little bit research of what's in the market, I think it's there's a good chance that this product can, get into some of the national retailers and, compete with some of the other brands that are already established. But, there's a lot of work to do in obviously promoting the product, getting people to understand that, this product is, coming, the ingredients are from the Philippines, and these are not, ingredients that you can just get anywhere. So that's what I want to talk about is, there are, when I look at a product, I look at it in a whole encompass of, what does this product do? Is it something that fits the market's need? And I think that, the Happy Life natural products, is at the right place at the right time right now.
I agree because we thought that I like to prepare for these interviews, so that's why when we were talking earlier, you did mention a lot of good points. I mean, even just on a practical basis, I mean the amount of pet love, pet parents that have been born, and obviously like we said with the pandemic is enormous. I became a cat parent also, and I love the two cats that I have, a tabby and the
Mhm.
other right? So, but one thing that I don't like is they're a, sort of a pain in the ass to keep clean, and this
Right.
stuff about. I mean, that's the relevance. But anyway, that's just my opinion. I just wanted to just sort of reiterate again what you're trying to say. So please kind of expand on it, and what type of advice can you give the owners? And I hope he's watching. His name is Joe Sevilla.
Mhm.
Life. So maybe give him some pointers on what you think, especially the type of clientele that you have. I mean, that's impressive. That where you could take this.
So if he's watching, no offense, and I'm just gonna give you my take on your product. I think it's the lack of marketing, and maybe it's a new product. I mean, I haven't gone into very, very detail and understanding when the business was established, when's this product. So I'm just kind of laying it out from what I know. So don't get offended if I say anything wrong. But I think that marketing has to be a big play on this product. I did look at their product that's on Amazon, and I looked at some of the. There is no review on their product. There are other similar pet cleaning products or pet 3 5 in 1 or 3 in 1 shampoos that has you know 30,000 reviews, 3 to 5,000 reviews, all the way up to 30,000 reviews. So in the real world, how a lot of people or how the retailer translate these reviews is supposed to be about less than 10%. So if they got 5,000 reviews, that means they can sell about 50,000 in a retail store. So, that's kind of how they translate those numbers. So they don't have traction. So again, I don't know how long they've established their business or what they're doing marketing wise, but if they are watching social media, this type of products, millennials, they have pets, they're looking for vegan type products, market towards them, get them to know your product, know your name, get expose yourself. Then you're going to have a really good future. I think that's really the first step that they need to do, and not just kind of put the product out on Amazon and expect people to bump into it and buy it. So this is a very important for any type of product, but if they want to be very successful, they have to do a lot right now. And social media, you can do it internally, so you don't have to necessarily get an agency and all this stuff and pay a huge amount of money. Start off small, gradually target certain moms or certain demographics, and focus on that and promoting this product so people are aware of your organic vegan type formulas to clean pets.
I think what well, they're relatively new. You're correct. So they definitely need to have that. But I really believe, and again, they may some of the manufacturers that are watching me right now might not agree or oh, what that. In reality, that's exactly why I asked you to be here, because I want you to be point blank. I mean, your resume, if they check you out, or rather the type of clientele you have, you're just being honest in terms of what it is that you could have an amazing product, but if you're not positioned in a certain way, it's not going to go anywhere. But just out of fairness to Joe that might be watching, Joe, the product is amazing. I know we just started, but again, that's why I think Eric, some of his nuggets, nuggets of wisdom, I should say, are relevant because the market is rich for this type of product. It's just a matter of getting it out there. Because I think he did an Instagram, which I did. He did a good job in explaining how to use the product, Eric.
Uh-huh.
You
Yeah.
might want to check it out too. And
Again, again, I didn't go into huge detail because I got the information, from you yesterday. So I can only do so much research, in what I can find. And what I did is exactly what a buyer at Walmart or Target would do. I would be sitting in front of them pitching your product, and they would go on Amazon and they would look at the reviews. They will see how many stars, they will see how many people wrote a review. Then they know how well your product sells. So, what I'm explaining to you right now in front of you and the viewers is this: I am the buyer, I'm the king, and this is what I'm giving you. And this is the feedback. They're not going to sit there and go, oh, I look at your Instagram and I look at this and you have a million following. They don't have time for that. They'll be in front of you. They go on the computer. They type your product on Amazon, and they know everything that they need to find out.
Well, yeah, I think that's what everybody's doing. I mean, they're checking out their social media because at the end of the day, if you get a following, of course they're gonna go, okay, I'll listen to you because it looks like you got a lot of people wanting this product, and I wouldn't mind, carrying it. I think that's what you're saying, also, right?
Right. So that plays a big role, and social media is a form of marketing, and and unfortunately, in our society today, everything's through the internet. So that's where the buyers really look at how much penetration you have online and in the whole internet. How much exposure you have. If you have 2 million followers on your products and people, that means 10% buys your product. The retailer's like, wow, I'm going to have about 200,000 people come into my stores that can potentially buy it. So they have instant customers or clients that are going to buy this product because they know the product and they're following the product. If you have 5,000, it doesn't translate into, why am I going to buy 30,000, 50,000 bottles and put it in my retail store when there's only 5,000 people that knows your product.
Correct.
you know
Yeah.
so I'm just, that's kind of the reality of how most of the retailers work right now. And what I'm telling you is, understand, if you want to come into the US market, this is what you're going to face. What we can do is, the buyer goes on Amazon, finds his product, and we reinforce it with, hey, look at our Instagram, look at our Facebook. We have this many followers, and these are the people that want and have been buying our products. Now they can transition into your stores when they walk in to buy food or clothing or commodity household goods. They can buy this also. So everything links together. But when they look, what buyers look for immediately is always what's on Amazon.
Again, I always like to be practical about the need for it, right? I mean,
Mhm.
for one thing, I want to ask you, what store do you think this might be good at? I mean, you don't have to answer that right now, but the other thing that's happening, and a lot of people maybe in the Philippines are not aware, or even out of Southern California, is we're having sort of a water, right?
Right.
So your pet's a bath and all that good stuff, it becomes even more challenging now because of all that stuff that you got to deal with. So the practicality of this product is amazing, but at the same time, like I said, I'm with you. I'm vibing or understanding what you're saying in terms of they want to know that it's already pre-sold. Most of these buyers will do that. Is what,
Mhm.
again, just reiterating. So with that being said, you can continue to add on to what you're saying, but if you can maybe tell us where could you see this product, Eric, in terms of the of people might want to get their hands on. Who would you approach?
So their price point on this product is 24.99 on Amazon. Okay, so that's their MSRP. So now there are products on Amazon that ranges from about 9.99 all the way to the highest is $30, right? So they're on the high end side. So I would look at places like Whole Foods, Petco, PetSmart, going to that type of dedicated demographic and people with higher income. If they position their products to be 9.99, 12.99, then that's kind of suitable for a Target, a Walmart, because those are a little bit on the lower income side. So the price points, the MSRPs that they dictate really positions them to a certain type of retailers or target retailers. Um, One thing, my suggestion is that they have the pricing at $24.99 on Amazon, but they also have a bundle of 3 bottles for $39.99.
Mhm.
So, you know, the retailer is going to look at the price point that, hey, it's $24.99 and we're going to sell it for $24.99, but they're going to go to your website and they can buy 3 different types. It's a bundle for $39.99 and yours is $24. So it's $6 more. Why would they buy it from my store? I'll just buy it from their website. I can get 2 other bottles. Everything that a brand has to do has to sync. Whatever we sell online has to be slightly cheaper than what you sell on your website. So if you sell Amazon at 24, you should be positioning on your own personal website at 29. So the retailers can see that they're getting a value and they're not competing against you at the same price. So that's kind of like a price strategy, that they should look at also.
That's fantastic. I mean, I you're very thorough, and I like it because it's not about just telling people that the product is good, just like what I'm doing to a certain degree. You're really, and hopefully, a lot of manufacturers are getting what you're saying. About not about just getting the products here, yeah, having the exposure in what EmPHorium is doing, but yours is exactly what needs to be done. But to a certain degree, I think they sort of know that already in terms of because if you've done something in the Philippines, then you do need to do that, right? But in the
Mhm.
market, that's why I like what you just said. But again, that's a strategy for a store like a Target or a Whole Foods, right? Because those
Right.
are they wouldn't know how to do that. Well, maybe they do, but I'm just saying that you wouldn't think that because if you unless you do your research on the clientele of a Whole Foods, which by the way I just went this weekend, it reminded me why they're amazing because they don't have a lot of technically, at least the ones that I saw were up and coming health brands or natural
Right.
brands,
Right.
right?
Right.
And the pricing, I mean, I'm not hating on the pricing. I'm just saying, yes, you're not going to get that same price or whatever, but the quality that they're promoting is excellent.
Premium. It's a premium business. But the idea of going premium is also a good take on your product. It's not like it's bad, but we have to be at a Walmart and a Target. Walmart and Target, it's just mass. It's just mass products, selling in volume, right? But if the owner of Happy Life goes, hey, you know what? I value my brand. I don't want to be selling to the mass. I want to sell it to people who is going to appreciate my product, who likes this organic stuff, not just cheap. We don't have to go that route of the mass. We can go to the route of specialty retailers. So I mean, Whole Foods, it's just one of them that's locally here. There's Trader Joe's. If we talk about in the Midwest or East Coast, there's Wegmans, who are like a Whole Foods. It's a high-end supermarket that carries a lot of unique type products, a lot of organic products, but people who go in there have the income to spend. They're not limited to, pay $2.99 or $3.99. They can go in there and buy something for $100, $200. So it's a different focus of retailers. And me as a distributor, it's where you want to take your product. Somebody who comes to me and say, I want to sell this product into the US market. My question is, where do you want to go? You
Yeah,
want to go to the mass or you want to go to specialty? You know,
that's where I think a lot of manufacturers sometimes fail because they may not have a definitive export plan that they want to do. They know the basics, but obviously when you go into a different market, nuances and what you need to be paired with. I remember the journey of Joe when he did this. I was there when he was trying to get the product here and figure out where he's going to have products, and now he's at that point now where yes, he's sort of ramping up a little bit more in his activities in marketing the product. But your perspective is so valuable. I mean, it's just right to the point, and there's no fluff, and I like it. So with that being said, there's a lot of other products that you liked about the catalog. I kind of want to maybe stop it right there in terms of why, because I know that he's very mindful of the guest's time, right? So
Right.
a point where I would like for you to come back and do the same thing, because my screen is showing a lot of people are watching, but they're not making a comment. So I know that what you're saying is resonating to some people that are actually watching.
Hmm.
Starting to come up, the numbers that are watching right now. So I hope that I'm going to take a chance that I want to bring you back, do this on other products, and give a
Sure.
specifically on like on Joe. So let's end with a high note with Joe's product, so that knowing that not only the product, the pricing, the packaging is all good. It's just a matter of what your prescription is in terms of trying to get him to the where he wants to go. So if you want to lead with that and anything else that you might want to lead with, I'd appreciate that, Eric.
I think that's pretty much the basis of it. Something like this would have to really carry a conversation that, the owner of the product and us have to make to really understand if it's a fit. Um, my job is to let you know what we can do, how to do it, and if you see the same vision, then we work on it together. And as my job is not just to sell a product, is to really help our clients understand how to sell a product. So selling a product is easy,
Yep.
but selling through and getting paid, that's the hard part. It doesn't sell through, you're not going to get paid. So that's the reality of the US market. So if you don't do it right, if we don't have the right products, let's not dive into something where we're all going to fail and get mad at each other.
I want you to end it with this. I want everybody to know what other services that you provide. That's the reason being why you're so knowledgeable in a lot of this stuff. Not only do you do the consultation to a certain degree, product development, but what other services does Narwhal provide, just in case people that are watching or listening may not get what you're saying and why you're saying it. So, is there what
Mhm.
other stuff about Narwhal?
I mean, Narwhal, we kind of have our hands on everything. We're very selective in who we work with, and we have warehousing, we have 3PL, so we can ship directly to end users or to retailers. We have storage, and we also, and personally, I enjoy building a brand, building a business with other people. So making them and helping them get successful is something that I enjoy doing. So we can do marketing, sales, 3PL, you name it, we can do it.
Wonderful. You know
Yeah.
what? I'm excited that you're part of what we're trying to build here, because again, I keep reiterating it because wisdom, you've been there, done that kind of thing, and some of the manufacturers just need some sort of a push, rather an encouragement, but also be aware of the reality of wanting to export the products here and
So
the land.
so Ferdinand, I'll just leave it at this. I went through all the windy roads in the last 25 years. You guys don't have to. You guys can just take the straight route, and I did all the hard work. I did all the ups and downs and learned all the curves and all that. So with my 25 years experience, it really helps. I mean, when I started my business, if I had somebody to guide me through certain things, I think I would, be in a lot better place today. But, unfortunately, people don't share these type of information.
Yeah, they don't, and that's the reason why you're going to keep being asked back, and I might even do a solo show of you, because all the stuff that you're talking about is just so relevant, and that's the secret to everything that they want to do. You've laid out the road. You just have to figure out if anybody wants to take the same road, and instead
Correct.
come.
Correct.
So with that being said, Eric, thank you so much, man. I'm hoping that maybe the next one we'll do maybe in 2 weeks. Hopefully your schedule allows you, but the next maybe that's That's exactly what we could do, is look at some of the catalogs and give us your perspective, and then tell us
Sure.
anything else we can do for you. Okay?
Sure.
All right. I'll talk to you soon, Eric.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye. Hi, guys. It's me again, solo. Eric is full of stuff that I aspire for in terms of what he's even, what he's done. I mean, I I do, Emporium does what it does just to create awareness, and these are the kind of people that we like to be connected to, because at the end of the day, they're the ones with a major connection with a lot of the retailers. And from what I understand, it looks like he wasn't, he was in his website. If you look at it, he's connected with Macy's, Kaiser Permanente, Walmart, Fry's Electronics, Wegmans, Brookshire's, all of these major retailers in the U.S. market that any Filipino product would be proud or would love to just be there. So he definitely knows what he's talking about. Now, with that being said, we had a couple of people that are supposed to be on here, but we're having a little bit of technical difficulty. But I want to go ahead and take this time to say hello to everyone who has been watching. I want to go ahead and say, hey, Archie, good morning from MLC Naturals, OTOP Philippines. He's amazing. Thank you so much, Archie, for supporting us. And also, Marianne Salazar. Hi, Marianne. How are you? Thank you so much again for watching. I want to say hello to Jeffram. He says, blessed morning, everyone. Greetings from Medellin, Cebu, Philippines. As always, my friend, go ahead and keep, letting us know if there's any question that we can answer. Please chime in and tell us exactly what you think of what Eric said. Is there anything else? Let me see. I have a newfound friend. His name is Ariel Manalansan. Mariel, you should see, if I do a 360 of the Emporium, your products are in the entrance of Emporium. We have to do a show, honestly, because your product is amazing. I finally got a chance, and I asked everyone, all the people that would potentially buy the product, they love it. So I just need to talk to you about that soon. And let's see who else. Larry Johnson, sorry, he could not log in. That's what he's saying. And I'll try to see if I can maybe invite him again one more time. Let's see. Copy clipboard, LR Johnson. But we're hoping that he could still come into the show, but it looks like we're having a little bit of an issue. But again, thank you for everyone for watching the show. And let's see. I want to go ahead and it's a gentleman by the name of Jack Sparrow. I know is. He says, congratulations, Emporium, and more power. May God bless you for helping Filipino entrepreneur promoting and helping products and company be recognized. And I am more than happy to continue to do that. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to other things that I want to go ahead and bring up. The next guest we have is the one creating sort of like a lift to a lot of Philippine manufacturers, bringing their products into the U.S. market. And I'm excited to always have her here. She takes the time, no matter where she is, to and give us a little bit of a perspective on what it does for manufacturers of getting their products out into the marketplace, in the global marketplace. She's part of a company called RAF International. They're a freight company, and I'm excited to have her here again. Because today we're going to talk about the actual box that we're trying to promote for a lot of Philippine manufacturers to bring their products into the U.S. market. Let me go ahead and bring her up. Hi, Nancy. Let's see. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. I think you're muted. Yeah, so go ahead and unmute yourself. There you go. I love it.
Good morning. Good morning.
So talk to me. How's your day so far?
Just starting, and Emporium and this broadcast is becoming a habit, a Friday habit, an early morning Friday habit for me.
Look at it more like a coffee break in the morning or something. For 15 minutes, you get to share your wisdom and kind of lift up your Friday, because obviously going on live and talking to people can get pretty, not nerve-wracking, but it kind of gets your juices going, because I get to be live,
Exactly.
that good stuff. And then hopefully in an amazing way.
Yes. That is in a good way, though. This morning, I wanted to share with you before anything else. Um, See what I'm wearing here. Remember what I showed you last week? What I sent you last week is a longer version of some kind of ethnic necklace, right? This time, this is from Baguio. It's some woven kind of ethnic choker type thing. So if you are exporting this kind of material, um, you can fill a pouch and pay maybe about 3,000 for a kilo of this. You're going to have maybe 50 pieces. No, so it's something that you wear on your T-shirt and it accessorizes uh, your get up.
That would explode if we just put our Instagram or do you know any I don't know of anybody that's selling that here. Honestly,
No. Uh-huh.
just seeing that because last week you sent that to me and I wore it. A lot of people said they liked it, right? I mean it's a very true fashion statement to say the least, and I really liked it and I was thinking, well, what could I wear with that? And my wife's trying to figure that out also. And I think eventually I'll figure it out and I'll wear it to the next show. But something like that definitely would be amazing for a lot of, I don't know, I mean, demographics. Anybody can really wear it. But I see a lot of young people checking it out and maybe being interested in the uniqueness of it, right?
Yes, yes. I know where to get it, but somebody who will bring it to the states is another uh story. I know where to get this too, but yeah, bringing it.
Let's get them on the show. Let's have it. I mean, I already have it displayed here. Let's do something because in a couple of weeks, I think, or maybe a month, we'll have a fashion show, and I would love to be able to do this. So, with that being said, let's continue. I'm going to go back and you basically created something that I want to promote to the Philippines watching us right now. Last container that you sent us, the last product came in this box. Let's talk about that specifically, okay?
Okay.
Because what in the last maybe 5 or 10 minutes that we have now, I want to go ahead and I want everybody to be familiar with this because this is exactly the size of products that would be, I would think, cost effective and it house or contain a lot of products that it can be displayed at the Emporium, maybe anywhere from 5 to 10, maybe 15 units, depending on the size of the product. So, talk about the product really quickly and how long does it take and how much is it for this
Okay.
particular
So for that particular box, we that was customized. If you notice, that was originally a 7 kilo box,
Yes.
but because there was a blank space up on top, we customized it and cut it so it became like a 5 kilo box. Um, 5 kilos or so. You have the conversion rate and you have the emergency surcharges and the fuel surcharge. So you're looking at about 5,000 to 6,000. Like I said, there's a conversion rate that changes on a weekly basis. So that box is seven that became a five. This box right here is a 5 kilo box that has the dimensions of 18 by 12 by 6 inches.
Okay.
That one is a bigger box that we cut. So yeah, between 5 to 7 kilos volumetric. If you're sending a like craft materials where you can't really compress it, and you might want to think of inserting some other things inside the bag, inside the box rather, much like what we did for Marielle. So if you have anything, so for the manufacturers, you might want to consider if you're sending a box, maybe collapse it, and so when it gets to the states, it just needs to be assembled so you have more. You're
From a
able to send
marketing
more.
standpoint, see, from a marketing standpoint,
Mhm.
I'm hoping that we can go to maybe some fun promotion where we can even brand it as the Emporium sample box, just as
Uh-huh.
extra branding. I would love that to see that someday, whether that's possible or not. At the end of the day, I just want to to make it systematic, that every time we reach a Philippine manufacturer out there who's excited to want to go to the US, to try it out, I want them to visualize it, that they can send samples, of this product, the calamansi, lemoncito, the Saint C, and all of that. They send anywhere from 10, and it gets shown in the showroom, and then people get to experience it, and they get to get.
Mhm.
That's why it's so critical that it's just getting it here and not worry about whether it's too expensive or not. I mean, it's still going to cost no matter what, but you did a
Exactly.
good job in trying to figure out all the different ways of getting here. Uh,
Mhm.
Unless you got like a huge bird that could just put claws in it and basically fly it over there, and it's everything will still cost or whatever. So that's why I mean I'm being ridiculous, but that's the only way I think people in the Philippines, the manufacturers, can really come across and try to figure out a way just to get the products out. And we'll let Emporium do with the system that it's trying to, just to create awareness, just like the people like who's on the show, contacting them, talking to them, giving advice on how to create a plan. So that's why you're very critical, Nancy.
Yes, I understand. We can do that actually, and put like an Emporium sticker perhaps on the box. So those manufacturers that you get in touch with in the show will have um, a sample box with Emporium on it. Yeah, we can work with doing that.
Do something like that, then what I think what's going to happen to them in the mindset, they become like, okay, that's predictable. I'll budget for that.
Exactly.
That's how I look at everything. I'm just like thinking, oh, how are they going to budget that? So if it's going to cost X amount of dollars, then I know how to budget it. Maybe this is how I'm going to get the money. Maybe this is how I'm going to add it into the price, or maybe this is how I'm going to tell Ferdinand to sell it so that I can recoup the cost of doing that. But if they have no idea, they don't know even where to begin.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a we're on the we're on the same page actually. So
I
yeah.
mean, I know you know that. That's the reason why I'm just trying to really brand who's working with you, and I appreciate you letting us post that, and we do mean it. We want to continue collaborating with you, creating sort of a systematic way of doing it, because it's already stressful to try to do all this stuff, and then when you have partners like yourself who can do that, and then you convey that to our customers or clients, then that would be fantastic. Then it becomes sort of predictable, and people don't stress out. These days so many things are unpredictable.
Exactly. Yeah. So 5 kilo box, 5 to 7 kilo box would be, I think, 5,000, 6,000 is the magic number for your manufacturers who want to bring their samples to the states.
Wonderful. Okay. Well,
Hmm.
next week we get to talk a little bit more about that and continue with your inquiries, your products. Just keep us up to date with what's going on with RAF, and then any of the clients that are asking you for quotes and seeing what their challenges are. So, with that
Sure.
being, I always like to leave the guests with the last word. So, go ahead if there's anything that you want to go ahead and mention regarding whether your company, whether any new development in the freight world. Go ahead and leave.
Sure. Oh, RAF turned 30 years
Okay.
last week. So our thank you. Our tagline is what is our tagline? Yeah, we provide providing new services and exceeding expectations. Providing new solutions, exceeding expectations is our 30-year anniversary tagline. So we look forward to being of service to Emporium and Filipino entrepreneurs out there. Feel free to reach us at www.raf.ph or at our FB page. And we will see you again next week. Thank you for having me, Ferdinand.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for being here. Anyway, I'll talk to you soon and have
Thank
a
you.
great weekend.
You too.
Hello, everybody. I am back. Okay, so he's been waiting patiently. Thank you, Nancy, for doing that, because Nancy, this whole thing that we're doing, the whole creating a system, that's what it is. We need to make it so that it's systematic, so people want to jump in at any given time because people have seen it work, and that's what I'm just trying to provide. That's what Emporium is just trying to provide after all, and that's what we're trying to do. So let me go ahead and say hello to Facebook user, which I don't have. It says you don't have the link. audio is not working, sir. Jiro, I don't know why it's not working. It looks like it's working on our side. I will check that out later, but thank you for tuning in. I appreciate that. And let's see what else. Oh, then we have somebody who's asking about the amount. I'll respond to that right. I'll respond to that after the show. Whoever was asking about the size of the box again, I would love to do that. Anyway, so let me go ahead and bring out a guy that I love working with him because it's not because what he does. It's really cool. Period. I met him because I was reaching out to potential readers or food brokers that were talking about. He originally came to me as an expert in the Hispanic community. Okay, turns out he's more than just going after the Hispanic community. He wants to promote any product amazing, and his company does that. They're a food brokerage company, and I want to bring him up now. And his ability to kind of guess what a winner is, and he's going to give us a feedback on one of the products that I introduced him originally. So let me go ahead and introduce you to Freddie Monares. He's the CEO of World Food, and see if I can get him in. Freddie, hey man.
Hey Ferdinand, how are you?
You're looking pretty good, man. You got a haircut?
No, I just gelled my hair today.
You gelled your hair. Let me see. Are we going to talk about, my friend, the Saint C, right?
Yeah, whatever you want.
Okay, whatever I want. I love it. So let me do this, and let's see if I can get it on the screen. All right, perfect. All right, so what I want to do at this point is that you and I have always had conversations off record or just before the show, and you're straight to the point, just like Eric Liu also. So what I would like for you to do is tell us a little bit about your company, just briefly about it, and then get into the product. Maybe words of encouragement, maybe constructive criticism, and just end it with the potential of where this product can be, and just start with that.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm excited here and stuff. You asked me to pick a product, and honestly, I had a hard time picking a product because before we pick a product, we got to pick a partner. And what I mean by that is we work with companies that are willing to, promote their products, invest the time, invest the money, invest in us, and, trust us. And we got to trust them too because, I didn't get to see the whole program, but there was a gentleman on and he was talking about how much work it is to get a product in. And we honestly have done that for years. And we know that, everything's time. And the way that I have built up brands and products, especially in the food service industry, which is the restaurant side, and which has many facets. It's hotels, casinos, restaurants, delis, Filipino stores, Mexican stores, basically anywhere that product is served and people enjoy it. That's kind of that was our initial start 35 years ago. And
Oh, wow.
but like I said about a partner, we are looking for people that believe in their product and believe that their product can be put on any dish and anywhere. And we're not looking to sell Filipino products to the Filipino community because that's probably already being done. And we're looking to take your products into, the Ritz-Carlton, the Moringa Casino, Sergio's Tacos, maybe Akasaka Sushi, just because I see so much potential, and if the manufacturer see that potential, I think we can help them. If we go one case at a time. We don't encourage, we discourage our manufacturers from actually sending me a whole container of product. I was just listening to a young lady before me, and I love that idea of sending small packages and small samples, and maybe start with a pallet. And I know it's not going to be cost effective or a profit maker there, but it minimizes our risk, because let's say we bring the Coco Mansi, and I tried the product. I thought it was great. I would love to promote it as a low sodium soy sauce, which I think is what you guys are trying to do. Uh, but I don't want to bring a pallet of that bottle, because what if people start loving it and all of a sudden that bottle is not the right size, or they want a bottle that looks more like what they got on their table? We're going to have to change that bottle. And if you don't want to do it, then you're not going to get the business, and it's that easy.
Well, see, with me, I want to share my perspective of what you do, right? Because
Okay.
you, and I think people get it, but they don't know, they don't realize the power. I mean, sometimes maybe a lot of people don't have a hard time seeing their value, right? But when I met you, I was so what do you call it? Excited at the potential of working with someone like you, or at least giving me an opportunity to promote these products. And you're very accommodating, because you know that you're always looking for a winner. You're looking for something that's unique, because
Mhm.
the company, but I make money. But the one thing that I really liked about it is that you gave it a shot, because I was promoting the Coco Muncie, which is a
Mhm.
soy sauce. Because personally, you're always watching what you eat now, right?
Right, right.
Yeah, and so that's the thing that I wanted to promote. So with you, I know you weren't talking about Seafood City or Island Pacific. You were talking about hotels, resorts, commissaries, different types of restaurant, and I think that's what you were going with it, and that's why I value your opinion, because most of the time with me, I think I'm a legend in my own mind, but I love having people like yourself, as well as Eric, give me their perspective. Like, for example, on the soy sauce. I don't mean to put you on the spot, but on that soy sauce, where do you see that product going? And what give me from your experience, what would be a good price point for something like that? I'm not going to hold you to it. I don't, but I just want to get an idea, because obviously you can have a sense of what this product can sell. Any product, not really just this.
And quite honestly, I'll tell you the truth. I haven't, looked at soy sauce. There's a lot of soy sauce sold to the Hispanic community, because a lot of the Mexican restaurants, they marinate their beef carne asada in soy sauce, and a lot of people don't know that. But when I worked for an Mexican food distributor, we sold a ton of soy sauce, because all the taco guys were buying soy sauce to marinate the meat. And they said, "Oh, it gives it that flavor," and I'm like, whatever.
To
But
me,
I also looked at the Cocomanti, the Calamanti, and I thought, man, this should be in every margarita that's drank in the United States.
yeah.
And we got one distributor that handles 5,000 Mexican restaurants every week. They service them, and those guys should be introducing Calamanti to their more upscale Mexican restaurants who serve that margarita and they want to do a twist on it.
Yeah, that's
Honestly, price to me is secondary. I have never worried about how expensive it is, or how, because I had an account. We went to visit the other day, and the customer was saying, "Well, no, it's because your box is like $5-7 more a box than the competitor's box." I
mhm.
said, "Do you realize that? Do you think my product is better?" And they said, "Oh no, we definitely think, but it's a lot of money, $5 to $7, because we use a lot of it." I go, "All right, now let me ask you this: Do you think 15 cents per customer is a lot of money? Do you think you could absorb that, or do you think you could raise that price, maybe 15, 25 cents?" And they said, "Oh yeah, easily." I said, "Okay, there you go. That's the difference in cost of our product to serve it."
You know, Alan could be watching the show, because, like I said, every time I look at the screen, I have my the people are watching, and it grows. So, but people aren't commenting, but I
Yeah.
know they're listening. So, if Alan, you're there, and you want to make a comment and ask Freddie, because I really regard Freddie's comments as something very valuable. I've seen what he can do and what he's able to do. And the fact that he's been in business for over 30 years just tells you something, that he has staying power. But obviously, he has a lot of things that he could teach me in terms of talking to retailers and things of that nature because of his capability. But if you have any question, feel free to do that. I mean, I already talked to Freddie about your product. But anyway, Freddie, I'd like to go ahead and maybe ask you for your last parting comment on this, because I know you're busy. You got to do some stuff too. You're always telling.
Thank you. I appreciate that. My parting comment is that, you don't have to be the biggest company in the Philippines. You don't have to be the most modern company either. There's a story. There's a soft drink that's here from Mexico, and that soft drink didn't sell very well in Mexico. And so they came into the U.S., started promoting here, and now they are the leader here in the United States, to the point where the number one selling product in Mexico came over here and tried to take them out of the market, but people were so used to their product already that they couldn't, and people rejected. They were giving away the product so that people would replace it, and the customer would come in, the end user, and say, "No, I don't want that product. I want the one you had." And so to me, that's like, you don't have to be the biggest, and it doesn't have to be the national brand of the Philippines. It just has to be somebody who's willing to say, you know what, I know there's a market, I believe in this product, and if I pick a good partner over there, I'm going to be successful.
Yeah.
And just keep an eye on that person, whoever it is. If it's me, ask me for accountability. If it's somebody else, ask them for accountability. What's going on? Can you give me reports? Can you give me anything? Are there any meetings I can help you with or go with you? Because I invite all my manufacturers, whatever part of the country they're from or the world, to come visit us. And I love to introduce them to customers, because then they get to see the market here and what the customer is asking for. And then they realize, oh my God, there's so much potential here if I just listen to my customer.
I've got a viewer watching. His name is Masi. I want to bring you some of his products, and maybe you could help us, or
Sure.
guide beyond the Filipino market, because that's where it's sort of he wants to go to the next level of consumers. And I think you joked around about this, that you feel sometimes Filipinos and the Hispanic community almost have the same talent, or something to that nature.
My godfather was Filipino.
Yeah. Exactly. So I want you to taste this product. It's a beverage, concentrated and ready to. And I'm gonna send you some samples, or I'm gonna ask him to send samples and let me know what you think, and then we'll go from there. But Freddie, I know you're busy, but I just like I told Eric earlier, I want you to come in and look at some products. I'll bring you the samples, because I like giving my advice. But at the end, for EmPHorium to be successful, it needs to be associated to be able to expose the product. And I need your perspective, because this is just me. I mean, I'm humbled by Eric and by you and by all the different stuff that you guys have gone through. Yeah. And this is just something that I'm very passionate about, but I need all the time perspective and to offer for the client. Hopefully,
I know I said that those were my closing words earlier, but I want to share an experience I had yesterday. We had a customer that came into a plant that we represent, and we're going to produce products for them. They're producing products for two major chains, and we're going to make one of the key ingredients for that item. And I took one of my salesmen with me, and he was looking around saying, "Hey, Fred, a lot of people work here, huh?" And I go, "You know what? I don't care about the money. I don't care about, the commissions. I said, I just love creating jobs and helping, other companies become successful, because, that's good karma. God has been very good to me, and I believe it's because I've never you know, at least in my eyes, I can't think of anybody that will talk bad about me except one guy who didn't want to work and I had to fire him. But I just think that we I want to help companies that produce jobs for quality employees and give people quality of life. That's my mission.
Well, you and I and Emporium have the same mission. So
Yeah,
that's why I hope that you continue to give us, words of wisdom from
yeah,
different. So I just wish that Larry would join us also,
yeah.
because another perspective, and I would love to, invite him again. But hopefully, again, it's an open invitation. So every time I ask you to appear, you're always appearing, and I appreciate that. So hopefully you do that and give everybody a word of wisdom. Okay. So with
Thank
that,
you.
see you later, my friend, and
All
we'll
right,
talk.
take care, huh?
All right.
Hope everything's good in the Philippines.
We'll see. We'll
All right,
see.
all right.
All right, everybody. I'm just going to go ahead and get right to the point of our next guest. He's been waiting there patiently, and we had some technical difficulty behind the scenes, and I don't mind talking about it only because it is what it is, and you guys have been patient enough to keep on watching. So, with that being said, let me go ahead and introduce you to our live demo segment, and I want to go ahead and introduce you to. He's been a friend of mine, and we've gotten to know him for. Just never really bothered to ask him. I don't know why I didn't ask him, right? But this is his product, or at least this is one of his products. And the name of the company is Moringa. He is a grower, farmer, he manufacturer. He processes a lot of products, obviously, that he grows, and also becoming an exporter of this product. It's considered an amazing ingredient that's grown abundantly in the Philippines, and it's also considered a superfood. And the actual product is in the Philippines called malunggay. I think that's what it is. And then also what it is, it's Moringa. So let me go ahead and have him talk about the company and his product, and just give him your feedback. Thank you. I appreciate that. So let me go ahead and bring up Jonathan Nulora. Jonathan,
Hey, Ferdinand, good morning. Good afternoon there.
I wanted, since you were waiting there patiently, my friend, I'm just going to go ahead and why don't you tell our audience how amazing you are, because you are. I mean, you're talking. We're always having a, always just BSing around. But at the end of the day, briefly, it's about your journey, about from you going to the Philippines, where you are now, and but take a few minutes of that. But I really want to focus on how amazing the stuff that you're doing there in terms of the product.
Yeah, well, again, thank you for the invite. I think last year we did sort of the same thing with DTI Los Angeles with Mr. Eric Elnar, and we were promoting agriculture for that part where, I was talking about over here in Ilocos Norte where I farm Moringa. And why I chose Ilocos Norte because of Moringa. Well, today now, with after many years of farming Moringa, but suddenly being able to have a lot of products that I could market, especially this Moringa oil over here. Well, since this is now not about agriculture and more about product demo, so I'm gonna do that like I'm doing TikTok, right? So, for instance, we have this seed oil where it's cold pressed, all natural. We harvest the seeds, and basically this is anti-aging, a powerful anti-aging, just because moringa has a lot of this antioxidants. And what I do in the morning is just really spray some on the palm of my hands, and just I rub it on my face like this, all over my face. And what it does is, it just rejuvenates my face, prevents wrinkles from, you know, uh, just prevent your skin from getting older, I should say. And so a lot of people actually even mix it with their lotion, and then they put it all over their arms, their legs. So the oil of wonder. So
So so
there you have.
so that's your secret. I've always wondered because I always tell everybody I thought Jonathan was like 70 years old.
Yeah, but yeah, you're showing Moringa coffee. This was just really one of my products uh, back in 2017 when I thought maybe we had a lot of tourists coming in Boracay, and they were selling mangoes, they were selling coconuts. I'm like, they have coffee, and I'm like, what about Moringa? I think we should tell the Chinese, the Europeans that we have a superfood here. And so instead of just selling coffee, I figured maybe I'll mix it with some Moringa, and so you can have now brewed coffee with the power of antioxidants. So that could be your daily dose of medicine if you're a coffee drinker. So and because I thought maybe we need this superfood nutrition every day, we also came up with now with moringa powder, because once it's powdered, it's basically something you could mix with food, mix it with your um, daily meals, with your bread. This is one where, like in the Philippines now, they make a something like this where the baker actually makes a little bit of dry flakes or powder and stuffs it like hotcake. And I mean, even the senator, we have a program now. Senator Amy Marcos is going to, uh, I guess, mix moringa with a bread called Nutribun, and they're going to just really give this out to areas that are have health problems, as it is, because we're just coming out from the pandemic, and we have health issues. So we figured, let's feed everybody superfood, put it on their daily bread, put it on their uh, milk, juices. And so I also now came up with something where every day I would drink a moringa in a sort of a tea, and I would say put one second. I would put a little bit of dried flakes, and just I have this screen. I don't know if you can see it, something like that, and I would just pour over water. And this is how you do it, and I'll show you a little bit. I would pour over my hot water, just like that, over my dried flakes, and then I have this wonderful tea. I would then, let's say, let me remove this one, my screen, and I can just to show you the power of your daily drink. So you see that it's a little bit green. A lot of times, I would put you mentioned calamansi juice or calamansi, and I would just drop a few there, and then just drink this every day. Yeah, and it will make you feel cleansed, great, and so that's another wonderful way of having dried flakes or powder on your kitchen.
Jonathan,
So
before we go to the next thing that you want to do, I want to go ahead and interact with some of the questions and some just comments. I think
absolutely.
that's what's so beautiful about this whole demo thing, because we can interact with them, and that's what I want, right? So the first question, comment, it says, I like that rejuvenating product from Marianne Salazar. She liked it a lot because obviously, especially these days, you need to be rejuvenated. Everybody's so stressed out here in the US, right? I always like to give that perspective. I don't know how it is in terms of the lifestyle in the Philippines, but I think the way you do things, I don't think you need that rejuvenating thing because you're very relaxed, and I love it. And then so she also made an amazing comment. Her comment was to you was, "Wow, really Moringa with Nutribun. That is amazing." I remember Nutribun when I was a young kid. That was like a long time. And then the last question or last comment is, they say too much coffee is bad. I hope this Moringa coffee doesn't give me palpitations so I can enjoy coffee with while being healthy. April Gay. So do you want to comment a little bit on that?
Yeah, sure. Well, if you're not really a coffee drinker, then you're not a coffee drinker. But what I simply added with coffee is nutrition, because moringa, it's really all natural. It's uh, dried, so we don't mix any chemicals on it. So basically, even the busiest people in Makati, where they don't have time to prepare food with moringa, they would just maybe even uh, gobble up 2 to 4 capsules of moringa powder, and that's the easiest way you can just drink it every day in the morning.
See, right now, you have big plans. And I don't know if I should be telling everybody your plans, but for now, what are your plans for the product? Is there anything going on in the Philippines that you're trying to do to get this product out? Because obviously, yeah, this is a labor of love. If anything else, you love what you're doing there. But what are your plans for the product? And let's just say somebody here in the U.S. are looking for amazing moringa. I couldn't believe there was a gentleman that I spoke to last week who is passionate about moringa, all the different things about moringa, but didn't realize that the Philippines has so much to offer in terms of that, in regards to the abundance, right? So if you were talking to that guy that I'm discussed with you, what would you tell him? Why would he want to buy this product from you? And why you think, how can he get a kind of thing? Talk to that guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, uh, before I retired, I was really doing nursing care in California. So I came across a lot of sick people, elderly, who was really obese, malnourished. They get sick easily, and I thought maybe we're eating the wrong food. So when they say food is medicine, I'm like, ta-da, moringa. Because moringa, I thought maybe after so much research, it has everything the body would need. And so I really Googled up a lot of things moringa can do: antioxidants, anti-inflammatory, all the vitamins and minerals, omega, everything's in there. So when I retired, well, not really retired, when I came back to the Philippines, the first thing I wanted to do was farm moringa. And then when I came here after farming moringa, I talked to the farmers. I talked to a lot of people about what I learned so far. I thought maybe they didn't know so much about moringa. All they know about moringa is really mix it with a chicken soup called tinola. That's all they know, right? And so eventually, after a few years of studying and talking, communicating with people, I thought maybe there's a lack of education, the part of maybe telling everyone that moringa is just so much. It's a blessing to have it. And so what we did with the foundation is we wrote a story of basically the journey of someone, Dr. Bernadette Arellano. She was really one who was going out and comparing and studying the different various moringa strain all over the world. And then eventually our second book came out this year, and now we're like telling everyone how to cook, how to make malunggay iced tea, how to make malunggay chips. I have a mushroom malunggay cauliflower pasta, a pan-fried fish fillet with malunggay. So these were all designed or made by famous chefs out in the Philippines. This is from Sylvia Reynoso Gala. She was the one who helped us put this ingredients and how to prepare them. So now I'm educating everybody that your food should be superfood every day. And I guarantee you, you're never gonna go back to that hospital unless you fall down or you go to the accident. And so we're bringing this one to the United States soon. This just came out, but basically we want to just not just promote the oil to make yourself beautiful, not just capsules, which is so that's all everybody know, capsule, yeah, but really you want to bring your nutrition every day, through your food, the daily things you eat, and educate everyone that food is medicine, and Moringa has most of it.
Well, that when I asked you to be in the show, 15 minutes wasn't going to be enough. 20 minutes wasn't going to be enough because there's so many things in that book could actually be a show. So that's why at this point, I want to go ahead and if they want to know more about you, what you're doing in the Philippines, how can you do that? I put on the website, or rather, I put on my on the card there. I think that's your website. So I just want you to make sure that it is. I put down www.moringa.com. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. And we're also Moringaling.global, because now I'm trying to group up all the Moringa farmers together, because I'm telling everyone, keep farming, keep propagating. Will unite as a team, because it's not just for me. It's not just really selling the brand. Yeah, yes, it's one thing to have a brand. It's another to be one group promoting Moringa. Because I'm more of a wholesaler. I supply in Manila a few manufacturers, and so I can't really and even compete with others. So I have a brand just for our own export and our own private clients, but I also supply to other manufacturers.
I'm expecting big things from you, and I mean that. And a lot of people don't completely know your background, and that's why I said it's not enough. Because if they know exactly what you're trying to achieve, a lot more people, and that's why this collaboration with you and our friendship in terms of our discussion on all through the year continues, because I love what you're trying to do, and the product that you're trying to bring out there is something, obviously making more healthy Filipinos is amazing, but obviously let's make the whole world more healthy in terms of, especially with everything going on, with still the ongoing pandemic with COVID and everything else. I mean, obviously it's now it's not much so much in the news per se, but it's still there. So health is always a big thing, and then obviously we can start marketing that and having people private label your product, like a Whole Foods maybe might want to private label the Moringa powdered, right? That's an idea. Well, maybe we can talk to Eric and Freddie about that, and maybe have people private label your products.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, in Japan, we shipped out a few, kilos at a time of powder and flakes. Taiwan has our powder and flakes, and they manufacture over there because they have their own ways of mixing it with their, let's say, with their noodles. They have pasta, and they manufacture or they make soap or shampoo with it. So they order wholesale just the raw material, the moringa powder or the oil or whatever.
Well, let's bring up that industry, because not only hopefully makes makes a difference for the country, but obviously what I mean by making a difference is the livelihood that we are also trying to do.
Exactly.
Bring back people to do farming, smart farming, right? Cost-effective farming in the Philippines, and that's what I would like to see, and I would like for Emporium to be a part of that. So I'm gonna go ahead and say goodbye to you, and hopefully we get to do more of these shows a little in depth when it comes to Moringa, because there's so many products that are in Emporium that are that have Moringa in them, and I need to see. I want to see that. So, with that being said, I will bid you. French would say, "I bid you." My friend. We'll talk again soon.
All right. Thank you so much for the invite. We'll do it again some other time.
Thanks, Jonathan. Have a good weekend. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. It's raining, but I love it. Free water for my farm.
Yeah. See, perfect. Perfect. All right. I'll talk to you soon. All right, everybody. The next one and the last one for this episode 15 of Live at the Emporium. I always want to end it up with a very cool note, positive. Everybody's just keep doing their own thing and moving forward, and not get bogged down with life's problems. We all have problems, but you can't let that bother you. You continue to strive, and you continue to try to be upbeat, because it's not hard to be depressed or sad. To me, life is like weeds, right? They'll grow. They're like problems. They'll grow. You don't even, there'll always be one, but it's just the way, cliches it may be, it's just the way you handle things. And to me, I would rather know, even with Emporium, with what I'm trying to do here with Emporium, we're trying to be more upbeat with what we're trying to do with Philippine products in the U.S. market. I'm excited because I'm floating around thinking U.S. market is a great market. It's a big market, and as a nation, the Philippines should continue to strengthen that relationship and figure out ways how to products more attractive to the U.S. market. And I think we're all learning that, and hopefully Emporium is contributing to that. So let's end this with a high note. Let me go ahead and bring my last guest for the night or for this episode. Let me go ahead and bring up the social motivator, social media motivator, as well as an amazing marketer, which he believes in what he calls the attraction marketing, and I believe it too. Let me go ahead and bring up Sal Jamoan. Sal.
Hey, can you hear me okay, sir?
I can hear you fantastic. I sorry it took so long, but you had a lot of amazing points. But you're home. You're the closer, bro. So
All right. Well,
let's close this episode and tell everybody that they keep moving forward, be positive, and we're not stupid not to know that there are some challenges in life, but why bother putting your hat in that when you can choose your mentality, right?
awesome. Well, I mean, you remind me of the word challenges, and that something rang in my head like all week. I read this quote or something somebody posted. They said, "Great things, breakthrough happen after you pass through some major challenges." So um, if your breakthrough happens after simple challenges, then it's not so much rewarding. So challenges are made for us to become a stronger person. So thank you. I hate a Fernet. Always excited to be here. When you invite me on a Thursday, it's just for me. It's my selfish way of you know developing myself, because one thing I learned is the more you teach, the more you will learn, because you got to prepare, you got to know what you're going to share. So for me, the every time I share what I know and what I learn, it helps me. And it's Abraham Lincoln, I think it said, who said that if I'm given 4 hours to chop a tree, I will spend 1 hour to sharpen my skills. So I love the fact that when I come here, not only I learn so much from all these other Filipino entrepreneurs, but I also get to sharpen my skills. So today, guys, I want to share a little bit on um, building your network, right? Expanding your network using your social media. But keep in mind, I think what's important before we talk about the skills, that is the mindset. I think what we need to always remember and remind ourselves when we are using our social media to influence the people that we know and we meet within our social media platform, that people don't go to social media because they're excited to buy something from their friends and family. So given that, don't be disappointed when the people that you're hoping for are supposed to be the one, the very first customer, or supposed to be supporting you. It's okay, guys. It's not that they don't like you. It's just you don't have that credibility yet when you're brand new in the business. So what I recommend people is just to keep showing up. Keep showing up every day, because it shows how committed you are with your product or with your business. Now, I like to say this na, are you committed or are you committed? Baka committed na yung utak, bro. Kasi when people when people don't get the result right away, committed ang utak. They want to quit right away. So guys, here's what I learned. In any other business, in most business I've got involved, people don't really fail. They just quit. Just before they reach the breakthrough, right? Just before they pass that stage of trials, right, and challenges, and then they quit, right? So guys, I encourage you to keep showing up. But when you're showing up, who are you showing up to, right? So for me, let me give you a quick tip. I do have a product that is kind of like, it's from the Philippines. We've talked about it before. My audience first to begin with are the Filipino market. So when I'm expanding my new friends, right, people that I haven't met in my life through social media, I find groups of the same interest. Right from there, I start a conversation. I find those that makes a comment and like. Those are the people that I pay attention to, and then I strike a simple conversation. When I strike a simple conversation, then I go pay a visit. I profile their account. Is this the person I want to connect with? Does this have a positive attitude? Does they have a positive environment in their social media? If they do, I don't need to ask the permission to invite them as a friend. All I need to do is just invite them as a friend, then if they look back into my profile, because think about this, guys. The last time somebody added you as a friend, what's the first thing you did? You went to go check out their profile, right? So this would be a different subject where you kind of, clean up the environment. So think about your profile. The moment you decide and make a decision to use your social media or profile as part of for your business, it's just like you're inviting somebody to an office, just like Ferdy. When he invites somebody to the store in LA, he wants to make sure that he has the ambiance, right? The same thing in our profile. So before you start getting people's attention, you want to make sure your environment is clear. You don't have like just clean up, show yourself professional. You can show your family as a family business person, that's fine. But make sure that, you don't have your dog or your cat in your profile, because they're going to look back. Is this the professional person I want to connect with? So with that, guys, that's what I do on a regular basis. I would profile somebody, invite them as a friend. Now, if they don't accept me as a friend, I don't get hurt. That's why you want to work with the numbers, guys. Work with the numbers. Jim Rohn said it best. Work with the numbers what you lack in skills. In the beginning, you might probably feel awkward, but next thing you know, you get so comfortable having conversation. Because, guys, if you want people to pay attention to you in social media, you pay attention to them first. Remember this: your spouse, right? How did my wife end up being my wife? Because I try to pay attention to her to get her attention, right? It's the same thing in anything else, guys. In business, it's the same thing, guys. You don't have to act silly or all that. I like to act silly sometimes, though. But what I'm saying is, if you want people liking your post or commenting on what you post, how about you start liking and commenting on other people's posts first? Right. You might be thinking, Sal, I'm in the business. This is a big business I'm building. Why do I need like? Like, guys, let me tell you this. Like are engagement. Engagement will trigger algorithm of Facebook. When you're triggering algorithm of Facebook, every time you're making a post on your profile, it helps you get your information seen. With that, guys, I know that's a lot of stuff.
Brother, in terms of building network and showing up, because you can build your network. You can have a lot of people in your network, but if you don't show up, then they're not going to hear your message, and vice versa. If you keep showing up but no one can see your message, it's the same thing. With that, guys, this is Coach Sal from Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm going to give the mic back to you, Coach Ferdy.
Hey, Sal, those are also great wisdom in everything that we're here at how that's relevant is that what I got out of that is because to tie it right back to what Eric Liu, the distributor, said in the beginning was, he was talking about social media. I think from the perspective of what Sal does on social media, what he calls attraction marketing. You need to grow that because obviously at the end, a lot of people will, like the potential buyers or wholesale buyers will want to see that the product is already being sold. That's the relevance of what I think Sal is also saying by building up that audience, why like is important. But he's also touching on, and this is the first reason why I invited him here is because I want to create resellers of Philippine products because there's many ways of how to promote the product. You could go to the product distributor, buyers, and all of that, and do it wholesale, just like the product distributors that we were talking to earlier. But I also want to encourage, individuals who want business, an online store where they can go ahead and do a business where they're reselling any of these products, these amazing products. And that's what the relevance, I feel, that what Sal said in doing that. And then also touched on the sort of the mindset of keep going and how to have etiquette when it comes to social media, where you don't just like you count all the likes, but you need to give also to receive, and that's what I personally experienced, whether people agree with me or not. But at the end, that's what I want to reiterate with what Sal said. So, Coach Sal, thank you so much for always being here and ending it on a so to speak, an excitement that I like from you, the energy that you have. So Sal, thank you so much, and we will talk again possibly next week. All right, everybody. I am excited, but I'm also sort of tired because that's a lot of talking on my part. But I love, and maybe I from Moringa, right, Jonathan? But I love the fact that a lot of people stayed on and made comments, and I really want everybody to make a comment. I mean, there's so much there's a Facebook user says thank you for motivating. Love that. And Giro, I have to post this, bro. I have to say what you just said. Moringa, I'm with you. Giro, you're such a clown, man. But I love it. Giro, you're always watching. Thank you so much for that support. Everywhere we go in terms of with EmPHorium, you're always there. Very proud to go ahead and promote your product. You're amazing. Thank you so much, Giro. And this is just we can end up with that. This is Giro's product. It's M2 Malunggay also. Right there. You can see that. Ready to drink and then concentrated. So again, please stay tuned for our next show. Next show we might not have the EmPHorium, so to speak. Very straightforward. We have it. Next week we're going to have up-and-coming comic book publication called their name of the company is called Cuento Comics, and the publisher ladies that write this material, do graphics. They're a lot of from the Philippines, and that's the interest of EmPHorium, because we're not promoting just products, we're promoting services and investments. So a lot of the printing will be done in the Philippines, the logistics and fulfillments will be done in the Philippines, and then the talent, the writers, the graphic, majority of them are in the Philippines, and the product is sold here also. But the publisher and the main office is in Chicago, it's in Illinois, and we're having them here. We're excited. So hopefully you tune into that. Look at our Facebook page when that's happening. We're going to do a live stream. We're going to have a sit down with them, talk about Cuento Comics, because Cuento Comics, the first issue, it's called The Mask of Halia, and it talks about the Philippine mythology, some of the folklore, and also some of the monsters. When I was a kid, there was my grandfather would always scare us to go to sleep and don't go outside because you might step on a duende. And I think that's a dwarf or something. But every time he says that, I think of what do you call it, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, that you're going to step on them so I don't go out. But anyway, I digress. Anyway, with that being said, please stay tuned for that. We might not have like I said, Live at the EmPHorium, but we will have a special edition of Live at the EmPHorium to talk with the publisher of Cuento Comics and her team. Her name is Cecilia Lim, and also her daughter, Waverly Lim. So thank you again for watching. And I just want to end the show by saying thank you, Jeffrem. Thank you for Giro for watching. Thank you, April Gay. Thank you, Marianne Salazar, and all the people that have watched, but for whatever reason weren't able to get in. I got to fix that. May Cruz, Giro is also there, and then a lot of Facebook users, and then Mariel Manalansan. Thank you so much again, and we'll talk soon. And with that said, let me go ahead, and if there's anything else that I need to mention, it looks like we're good. So I'm going to say bye-bye. Sige, salamat ho sa lahat na nanood kayo ng Live at the EmPHorium. At the end, your guys, what creates the possibility for Philippine-made products. And hopefully you continue to share what we're doing here, not only for Philippine manufacturers, but if you're based here in the U.S., please come by. Check out the products at the EmPHorium. You can taste it. We have food tasting session. I invite all the chambers of commerce in the LA area to have their meetings here. And that's what we're trying to do, is have you experience EmPHorium and all the amazing products. So with that said, thank you so much, guys, and take care.